See, now we're gonna get a little bit of a delay kind of
Right.
going, which is interesting. Hey everybody, welcome to Mystic Noir 6. This is a little sound check right now. We're getting all the technicals. All right, so I could even put this on to really hear. If we wanted to, I could give you headphones and you could hear,
What I'm
but
saying.
it'll be like a delay. It's probably better if I just see what's going on. And,
Okay, yeah, I trust your
Um,
method. I'm
yeah.
just not gonna stare at the screen because it'll confuse me.
yeah. And I could always do that or something, you know. Oh, that's so. This is live. And I can pin this.
Yeah, whatever works.
So yeah, we're live, guys. It's
Sorry.
YouTube. It's kind of nuts. We're doing this show. Unfortunately, shout out to Steve Vaccaro. He got hit by a car, unfortunately, and he broke his leg. So normally we do our show over there at the New York Photo Video Group in Belmore. They're great. But tonight we're doing it from Studio Noir. So what do I have to do? I have to actually share links to pages and such. So let's do that also. Just getting to know this stuff. So we're in this. I also want to do this co-host. Good. Okay. Like if I want to share some stuff, I can share it. And I have to figure out what I want to share. Share content. There it is. Yeah. I can share website URLs. You want to go to your website for a second? Covertconnector.com.
You got it.
So I'm here with Brian Glick, aka the Covertconnector.com, and he is a music industry guy, an insider. And it's his website is so covert that you cannot get to. But I
Did
don't
you
know.
remember the www?
I did not, but maybe
That
that's
might be the.
okay. Okay. I thought that was so old school it didn't work anymore. Saying SSL, something about a secure server. Who knows? But it's fine. We're learning. We're doing.
Yes, as we go.
I'm gonna put on just some stuff from our past. Even right here is a nice picture by Nadine Friend, just to show that I am technically capable of doing things. That's the mermaid shot. You know, the shout out to the cafe and Nadine Friend. She just removed her artwork from the cafe, LBNY, one of our sponsors. And now Rob Rothman has his work up there. I'm not going to share any of that because you should go down and check it out. But this was used in our Mystic Noir show number 2. And it's just such a fabulous painting. So let me share. We're going to do, I think what I'm doing is I'm going to go to YouTube. And this is the link I have to share. Let's see. This is all new to me.
Okay,
Hey,
share,
look, there's
share
Myra.
down there.
Hey, Myra. Yeah, share, right?
Yeah, share button.
What do you mean, share?
Share.
With the share button?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Copy that link.
So we're going to go to Facebook. And first, my page. Hey, we are live, yo. You know, that's the hip way to say something. Just throw a yo in there.
What is it? You're just so that's like 1990s. That's like 1990s.
Shows some of my age. I was born in '73, so I've gone through all the phases. This is lit. You know, what was that? Like
that
2002?
That was 2000.
Yeah.
Yep.
I've got all the jive. What was that? '70s? All right. So we're gonna go to
groovy.
Groovy, dude. Groovy.
Groovy was more my
So
Right.
I can't relate to the O's.
we're sharing stuff. We're gonna go to share to page I manage. We're going to Arts in the Plaza. Okay. Here we go. Bam. Tag friends. Why not tag John Francavilla? And that's his real name. And why not tag you, Ryan?
Yeah, perfect.
And that's the Arts in the Plaza page. And now we're also going to share to Benoit page, because that's where we usually share.
It's all about sharing. It's the network.
Sharing is caring.
For sure. For sure.
And that's really what a lot of what Brian and I are all about.
Pretty
Um,
much.
I'd like to thank our sponsors, Leah Totzer,
I know her.
Daniel Gale Sotheby's Realty. She just moved on to that company and representing them, and she's real excited and also really involved with the Long Beach Chamber of Commerce. Um, and we'd like to thank the Cabana, Bob Johnson, and also for oh look at that, Michi's up there too. What's up, Michi? That's cool. We got two fans. Listen, we got at least two fans. I know Yvonne Santana loves us too. We got at least three hardcore fans. And speaking of Angel Flower Creations, and she is amazing. She made me this bracelet here. It's wonderful, and I'm gonna put it on now. Sometimes when I'm playing guitar, it kind of cuts off a little circulation. So, Arts in the Plaza is one of our sponsors, and this piece of jewelry was made by I want to say let's go back here and stop the share this. So this piece is made by I want to say Stan, but I'm not sure. I'm so sorry. I'm apologizing. But one of the Arts in the Plaza vendors, he makes with pen, like he decorates things, makes art with pen. These are all little teeny little dots on there. And I bought one for my mother-in-law Max also because it was just like a beautiful gift. You can't go to Arts in the Plaza without spending your money. It's you go in there, and they're every Saturday 10 to 3 right at City Hall. You know, all different artists and the farmers market, and you can get fresh produce, and it's just really a great scene there. We usually have live music, but with COVID, we can't, you know. And yeah,
Sad,
so
sad situation.
sad situation.
Sad situation.
We hope you're all staying
I'm
healthy.
not happy.
Go ahead, Johnny, chime in a little, because we're
I'm
gonna.
not happy not being able to play my instrument and sing out.
It's a damper on society right now.
That's, you know, I would think that the
Speak in the mic,
music,
Johnny. Speak in the
I
mic.
would think that the music would be what we need right now to lift the spirit and unify us in a way that we really need to be unified. At least it worked in the 60s. The music was the unifying element. And I still believe that. Because when you're tuned in to that song, that note, that's it. You know, it makes it so you can't be anywhere else if you really listen. And that in itself is a mystical thing.
That's right, Johnny.
Yeah, for sure. Music is like the key to the soul, and it's the like you know it it like gives emotion to everybody. Like it makes people feel, it makes people think, it makes people sad, happy, you know,
Exactly.
depressed, whatever
It
it
connects
is.
to the
Yeah.
human spirit. That's why the Greeks, you know, thought of the music as like where everything really derived from, you know, in a certain sense. It was the non-visual art, the Dionysian art, that could delve deep into the human psyche and resonate. And when you listen to the music, just in the purest form, that's what it does. Those notes, you know, they open you right up.
Absolutely. So I'm like kind of like in the middle of like using all this technology. So on Facebook, if you look up Covert Connector, you'll find a lot of different things.
Yeah, this is my Facebook group. You know, yeah, I share knowledge and things that happen, and just all different types of companies that are helping out in the industry. That like my basic gist is networking and how we could all come together and understand to build a better society within music using both business and music tools. I talk to people everywhere, companies, musicians, and try to make sure everybody gets what they need, advocates for them, and grow and prosper. And like right now, it's just crazy with the times. And the biggest thing is that it's now no longer live; it's virtual streaming and stuff like that, and you don't get that full effect as going to a show and like moshing or just bugging out, depending on what type of music you're like really into. If it's like the like hardcore, you're beating each other up. If it's like jazz, you're moving and grooving. If it's like,
People want to dance.
yeah, people want to dance,
That
whatever.
came
That's
from a
it.
time when the dance music, it was R&B and soul music. And let me tell you, man, that was the deal. With the soul music, you got up and you danced, and everybody danced. And because everybody danced, we were having a good time when we weren't at each other's throats.
Exactly. It's a distraction. It distracts you from everything and just takes you to another plane, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
Like all different genres, and it's just like each one hits a different note, and they all have stories. You listen to them, and
Yeah, well, it's
there's a
stories.
story.
You realize
Yeah.
that this is a dream that you are privileged to live, and lighten up. Get on the magic bus.
For sure, for sure.
So that's the Covert connected logo that I've been trying to
Oh, hey,
put
that's
up on
me.
the
Yes,
screen
yes,
for,
yes.
for a while.
And people.
You know what? We're going low tech on the low tech, high tech on this show. Hi,
It's
high tech. That's
yeah,
about it.
Hi,
The all the high
exactly.
tech we get.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
yeah, it's great to have Brian here. He invited me out to speak at one of his events that was really cool at the Long Island Puppet Theater.
yes,
And
that
I
was
really had a
great.
great time telling a little bit about my career. And we met that guy with the app. What was that app again? That was so cool. The Gig Finder,
Oh, gig finesse.
Gig Finesse.
I mean, it's not happening now because nobody can find gigs in New York.
Strangely enough,
New York
right?
City is
So
down.
crazy,
But
so crazy.
I do know other apps and other inventions that are out now that are helping this new sector of society. Because as society changes, I have to keep on top of what's going on in the business world that's helping artists. And, kind of like Covert Connector, like, who the hell is that? What is that? I'm the guy in the background, looking at things, analyzing, talking to everybody, kind of like a detective for musicians. I figure things out. You come to me, you say, this is my problem, XYZ. I do the research, I do the recon, come back and, make alliances with different people, and I find like somebody fascinating, like, oh, this person needs to meet that person, and that's kind of where I come into play. When somebody needs to meet somebody, I'm like, that's it. We have a discussion, and I'm like, I know who needs to meet. Reach out my phone, an email, phone call, whatever it is, and then I make that connection happen and possible. And that's what I've been doing for almost the past decade, at least in the music industry, but before that, just in my life, and just trying to figure out how to make people meet each other in a great way, and provide, and just make these great big innovations, creativities, ideas, and just have them move up together. And that's what I'm about. It's like networking together, and especially now everybody fell bottom. So my theory is, let's all join forces and network together to solve our problems.
Beautiful. Um, so basically, again, welcome to Studio Noir. Now, Studio Noir is my music recording studio. I mostly teach here. I teach lessons. I do produce tracks by artists such as My Raw and Ivy, and Ukulele Orchestra, and Johnny Mystic, his album Astral Tourist. I have produced tracks for albums like Random Records, Random LB Records Volume 1. Also Mark Klein, also Natalie Dangerfield as an artist herself. I've recorded all sorts of things here at the studio. I have a full drum set and keyboard, bass amp, guitar amps going into DI boxes and snakes and things. And for rehearsals, I can record rehearsals too. It's really my private area. So if I'm working with an artist, I don't just rent out. I actually ran into Willie at Jam Factory today. Shout out to him. He's still renting space for you live musicians who are looking to play. He's looking for monthly rentals, but he's also willing to do hourly rentals. So definitely look up Willie, the Jam Factory. And if you can't get in touch with him, just use my number. But he said just Google him on the internet. Long Beach has been, a big music scene here for a long, 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 long time. And Willie's been here for many years doing sound for the city and other great things. So thanks a lot to him. He actually offered me a left-handed guitar today. He was like, would you like a left-handed guitar? And I was like, yeah,
I have
sure.
a couple left-handed guitars.
Yeah?
Yeah, left over from Joe Piano.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but what can I do with them? They're not the right size.
Well, you can give them to me. That's what you can do.
Well,
Um,
they don't play very well. You wouldn't like them.
well, anyway, So we have on our Studio Noir, our Mystic Noir, we have Brian Glick here today. So why don't you come a little closer so people can see you a little more, and also just what did you want to talk about? I mean, I know what I'll ask you, but you probably came in prepared to talk about something. So I'm just gonna give you the forum.
Ooh, I got the floor. Well, I mean, first and foremost, the thing that I most really want to address is this transition period. You know, like the biggest thing on our mind is COVID and this whole scene, and how the biggest industry that got hit was the music industry, the entertainment industry, above any other industries. Um, Everybody had these great plans in like January of the past year, and they're like, I want to do this, I want to do that, and they were ready to roll, ready to launch, and boom, this world collapses, and everybody just hit the dirt, no matter what level you are. And then it was just like a whole depressive period of like, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to solve this problem. I don't know what to do. People were at each other's throats. People were just all over the map, confused, dazed, and there's now this point of a level off, and it's now time really to innovate and create rather than continue to bicker, continue to be depressed, continue to say the old method is no longer. It's a new method, and we all have to figure out what this new method is. And that's kind of the key right now, is like just putting our minds together, talking like we're doing here, and figure out a new protocol. This is a new regime. We can create a new society now, and that's kind of what it is. We have the segmentation of the virtual world and the real world, and eventually the real world will come back where we'll be able to play on shows. And there are places we can play shows right now. I called around, and they're like, hell yeah, we can do shows, limit the people and this and that, and I will be embarking on that journey shortly.
So you're a good resource for musicians and for even clubs and
For sure. Like, I have artists and I have venues, and I have companies that are up and coming and that want to do things that with these venues, musicians, and sponsorship availabilities, just all different perks and things like that. I just continually do grasp all this information and continually just you just gotta continue to talk, and that's what you do. You talk and talk and talk. Like most people will meet somebody and never follow up. I talk to people I met years ago. I get bored, I just shoot them a message. Even if it was just like some artist I met at a show, like, hey, what's going on? What are you doing in your life? And, just constantly, like every 6 months, check up any new projects, any new this, can send me your music. And it's just really just relationships and keeping those relationships going. And that's the key, and that's basically that it's all about. Meanwhile, you have people just not doing that and disconnecting and focusing on the virtual. Like, you can't focus solely on virtual, like how to, like, there's like, of course you have to do, like in this world you have to do like with Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all these crazy apps, and continue that, and you can spend a whole day just focusing on that. But you have to remember that human is the humanity part of yourself, and the image and who you are is the first thing that you have to focus on, because you could get into this black hole of apps and getting your images right and posting and this and that. It could become a chore. Also, within the music and playing music, you could get lost in getting that perfect sound, that perfect song, when it's just go, because it's just get on and play, whether it be a street corner at a venue or a live stream.
Well, that's Ben's whole approach, really, because he's a jazz guy, is let's try to get it in the first take, and that's what we do, right, Ben?
yeah. So there's a lot of stuff we're talking about. Number one, I've had in-depth conversations with Brian, the Covert connector. I met him, I don't know, a while ago, but he invited me. I think it was through a music industry event held at Junction.
Yes.
And it was actually, I sent one of my people to go. I was able to like help with that. What was it called? That industry.
The mindset. Let me get this right. Sue's the Rockstar Advocate. Did is the
Right.
mindset seminar. The Let's
Well,
say the entrepreneur, whatever it was.
entrepreneur. It was a the rock star advocate.
Yeah, she is Suzanne Polinsky is her name.
Suzanne Polinsky.
She's genius.
Okay.
She is genius.
She's also
Like, yeah.
a really wonderful person.
Mm.
So I met with her. Somehow I helped her get into the junction. And she returned the favor. I sent one of my people. They met you.
Yes.
Then
Wonderful girl.
yeah, Marina,
Yeah.
and you connected with her,
Mm.
and then somewhere along the way we became friends through that,
Mm.
and then you invited me to be a judge at the Sunset Grill for the Italian radio.
It's called. Well, I called it my sing. It was my. It was called the Sing Off series. Basically, it's my version of
The Voice
America's Got
or
Talent, The
America's
Voice.
Got-
Exactly, exactly. We had judges, we had artists play, and then they would win prizes and be scored and stuff like that. And yeah, I introduced you to actually Daniela, who's in who lives in Long
Yeah.
Beach as well, and she works at a radio station which was Radio Zenith, now is a news station. I wish I have so many names of companies in my head. I wish
Yeah.
I could say that, but she's now with a new radio station, which is bigger and broader. They have connections from Italy and America, and at that point they took the winner of my competition and had them play in Italy.
Right.
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of talent there.
Mhm.
Rory Kelly was.
For sure. She was a judge.
She was a judge,
and she played. She's
and she
phenomenal.
played right that
Phenomenal
night.
woman,
Karen
love her.
Bella
Mhm.
also played that night,
Mhm.
and Logan Whaley,
Mhm.
and some other great talent. I mean, like it was a really fun night. I had actually never hung out at the Sunset Grill, like, and it's
Me either.
it's so close, and
Yeah.
it was a great venue. Good to know. I'd love to do stuff there again. So, you know, we met that way, live shows, connecting, promoting. It's like I remember, like with me, it's like you and I also we're like givers. We're connectors.
sure.
I remember my friend Lee Farber. He's a musician and really great guy, and he played with me in a lot of bands. And during his wedding ceremony, which I had the honor of being his best man at his wedding, he gave me a nice little nod, and he said that Ben is the great connector. So it's funny that you're the covert connector.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's like, and there were a bunch of musicians and people there at that wedding, and that was a long time ago. It's like, and I continue to connect people, and this is what I do. In Arts in the Plaza, I help a lot of people play there, and it's like, just like it's endless. So this is really going to be a discussion show. I hope you guys can handle it. Not a lot of music and stuff because I'd rather just keep the conversation going. I know Brian. I'm gonna bullet point a couple of things that Brian has to offer, and maybe he can then extrapolate on the different things. We were getting into a conversation about a music master class that he's offering. Are you still doing that?
The time frame.
You're gonna push it back?
We're gonna push it back
All right.
a little bit.
But he's offering artists like
exactly. We definitely want to go.
he's gonna be offering artists like singer-songwriters, bands, that kind of thing.
Yes.
Like advice, like through a master class. Okay, that's
Exactly.
one of the things he's working on. Another thing is this DIY tribe. You want to
Tribe DIY.
Tribe DIY,
Yes.
which means do it yourself. Which
exactly.
I'm all about that.
We're gonna
talk about that.
Like networking and ourselves, what we do. This is a virtual platform where you can network for yourself. You go on, sign on as a user, and you'll be able to choose from all different people that me and my partner Danny Feld from Tennessee, who's another music consultant and connector, has vetted, and they are professionals, whether they're graphic design artists, producers, session musicians, whatever you may think, it's there for you to build your tribe. You research these people, and you hire them for whatever your needs at that time may be. So this is something, we built. It's right there. It hasn't launched. It's ready to go. Where we would love for you to sign up if you are looking to sign up. Go to this website.
All right, so it's a professional networking website that offers services. So if you're a web designer, if you're a booking agent, if you're an artist, a band.
Well, just go down to skills.
Sure.
You could get a better idea, and these are the skills that we have. You know, if you're a composer, if you're a consultant, if you're a graphic designer, if you're a marketer, a
Videographer.
videographer, a singer, you know, these are publicists, you know, consultants. These are all people you could find on this site. Uh,
Cool. And
yeah,
they're all connected to you in some
and
way, and
yes,
the other
and
people in the network.
right, and
So
yes, exactly, and my partner who I'm connected to now, like on this venture.
what's another website that we'd like to visit that you're working with?
Um, okay, another company I'm working with is this new app called Limelight. It's
And
it's
go to the Instagram,
yeah, go
Limelight.
to the Instagram. So Limelight is an app that just came out, and it's a streaming platform on your phone. You sign up for free, and you could stream your music anywhere you want. You have a show that you want to do in your house, live at a venue. You could be a user. I'm sorry. You could be an artist, a fan, or a venue, and you sign up within those respects. Um, you get to have your shows. You get to you know, these things called lemons, which are equated to dollars, where you charge admission for private shows. We could have sponsorship availabilities on there. Um, and I've been in contact with this company, and we're working on, you know, building a big relationship for them and myself, and just really spreading love to the music world. And you know, with COVID now, you can't go out and perform, so just grab your grab your phone, grab your computer, and put on a show for everybody, and you have an audience there. And you know, it's great. I'm actually going to have a bigger account where people could sign on, and we'll have a universal password. Dubbing it right now, Music Mall is the account. It might change by the time I launch it, but you'll sign on there on one account, you'll sign on yours on another account, and you get to perform to audiences. Um,
Cool.
yeah,
So that's and it said it's like a Mac app, Mac
an
OS,
iOS
iOS.
app. Yeah,
So it's only for Apple
yes,
products, just so you
exactly.
know, you guys know that.
Yeah,
Good thing I have an iPad. I don't know if it'll work on there, but hopefully it will.
exactly.
Is there another website that you wanted to show us or take us to?
Okay, let's go to the movers right now. The movers are
The
a
Movers, is that the URL or
I yes,
themovers.com?
I believe so.
I could look in your
Your
Facebook
Facebook,
thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Let me stop the share and I'll get that happening. So,
yeah. So
kids,
so
tell us about it.
the movers are movers. I met them through networking on Long Island because I just meet and greet people, and this is like a group of people who are dedicating their life and their passions to helping other people with their life and their passions. They're right. They focus on producing and you know getting your ideas out there. They will get your video, you know, your videos, your things, your innovations going. They do like they had live events. They put a huge thing called Statfest on last year, which was tons of artists performing at this big open field on Long Island when the first like huge like independent you know venue, and they did it from nobody's just all by themselves and blew up. And you know they've been like a great alliance with myself, and they're just great people to know. And any ideas you have, you sit down there and you're just amazed how they could just like the team of them works it out for you and gets you to stand out in the crowd.
Nice.
You know, they do stuff for the community. They, you know, anything you need. Yeah.
So how'd you meet these people?
Just through networking, because I know one person who knows another person. I meet most people through just, I'm a networking freak. I go to shows, I go to networking events, and I just talk to people, and you just build relationships and things like that. You know, another thing, you know, so yeah, this is Statfest that they ran last year, and it was huge. It was really fun. You know,
Stat Fest.
yeah, that's they wanted to do it again this year, but COVID hit, of course.
Yeah.
And you know they're
Where was
working on the
this?
virtual.
Where did they take? Where did...
This was in Farmingdale. It was
Mm-hmm.
like it was a like a sports center. there
Mhm.
was a sports center there, so they had like the wide open field behind, inside the sports center, in front. They have vendors and things like that. So they're on the edge of
Cool.
doing that.
Cool. Awesome. All right, so yeah, I'm dealing with the technicals. I had such a busy day. I'm a teacher by trade also, so it's just nonstop, awesome lessons. But no time to like do the technicals. I had about 20, 30 minutes, I think it was yesterday even, just to test out this YouTube live thing, and thankfully we're able to do this show because
Yeah, I was
Covert
like,
Connector. I really wanted to have him
yeah,
on.
so.
We were gonna have on S.A. Barron. He plays with Johnny on the guitar, and he's a filmmaker. And he'll be here hopefully next week also with Adam Rush. And hopefully we'll be back in our other studio. But this is kind of fun and cozy and fun, and it's just a nice thing to do more of a talk show today. Maybe I'll play some music, but again, technically, I'm just like I don't want to blow anything up,
Right.
Um, so what else? Good Times Magazine is back. GoodTimesMag.com, I believe, is
Oh, they're up and running now?
yeah, they're gonna be publishing. I just wanted to shout that out. Let's see if they're
Oh, and while you're doing that, speaking of connections and connectors and stuff like that, I know
yeah.
Leah Tozer.
Oh,
She
nice.
actually
Yeah.
helped sell my grandmother's apartment like years ago.
Ah, well, she's big.
So yeah.
She's all
Yeah.
over the place.
Yeah, so it's kind of funny. I'm like, ooh.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, so here's this and share screen. So yeah, and share computer sound. Maybe that would help next time. I'm doing something. All right, so here's this and
Good Times
share
Mag.
screen. So yeah, and share. Now we're gonna get into a little bit of the whole like conundrum
That's
of
happening now.
like right now we're not supposed to be uh, we're not supposed to be like if you're a venue, you're not supposed to, according to the rules, advertise that you're having live music.
It has,
But you can be open and you can have live music. You could advertise that you have a steak sandwich. You could advertise all like the drinks and everything, but you cannot say that so and so is playing at your venue if you're the venue. Now, not quite sure, and this will be great because he's been doing some investigating, okay, with some lawyers and such. But can artists advertise that they're gonna play at a venue if the venue doesn't advertise?
the question is, where are they going to advertise? Because now, if they do Facebook, they kind of submerge the things. So Facebook came out with this new thing that streaming music, like, it's very ambiguous what
But
they
that's
say
a
too.
different thing.
That's a different thing.
That's a
but,
different
like,
thing. But let's
that's-
get on to just
just
focus on
advertise
the live music
live
thing,
music.
right?
It's tough. It's like they're so ambiguous. Like they can, yeah, they can. I mean, the venue itself will get sued and
No,
for
no.
doing that.
The
But like,
venue can't get sued.
like right, but
They
like,
can't.
right. Yeah.
This is the thing.
It's so.
This is
vague
the
and
thing, but it's so
vague-
scary
It's so vague and
that the
ambiguous.
artists are suffering, right?
Mhm.
Because like let's say you're someone like me who has a gig every Saturday in the summer, right? And you're doing well, you're building it up, and all of a sudden they make this rule. You're not allowed to advertise live music that you're playing, let's say, every Saturday from 6 to 9 at a particular venue. Um, whatever, I'm just making a joke there, but like, everybody knows I play there 6 to 9. But like I told them, I was like, there are new rules and you can't advertise. And they're like, what? What are you talking about? Like, a lot of places don't even know. Now, they don't have a liquor license. So, is it only places with a liquor license? No, it kind of said restaurants, right?
Right. And
So,
it's just
like, here we are, we're all struggling. Now, let's say a place has 50 seats, right?
and that's
And
not
And their
That's
one
cool.
cool
That's
thing that
cool.
they have going is that they have so and so playing on Thursday.
Oh, but the only thing is you have to have food. You can't have music without
Well,
food.
right. Well, okay,
Otherwise-
fine. I understand. Like,
Like-
so, like, yeah. So then you have like people like we know our friend Karen Bella, for instance. The weekend that this happened, there was a bridal shower party at a brewery. Now they had booked this party way in advance. They had hired her to come, but because it was just a brewery,
They had
they
it canceled.
they got canceled.
Hmm.
What a drag for everybody.
For sure.
Like what a drag for the brewery that's struggling and they're trying to like just sell a few beers and have a party. Maybe they even pay them a certain amount of money, or I think they probably still had the event, but they couldn't include the musical part.
Exactly, and that's
What a
crucial.
drag.
It's what you do. You just listen to silence. You know, it's
What
crazy.
is it, what does it hurt to have one more person in the corner performing for this party, you know?
Exactly.
Part of it is probably just being scared,
Well, I mean,
right? The owners and stuff, and
the theory behind it is that um, the I don't want to say the government, but like the reason why it came out, they're afraid of the whole like COVID thing where when you hear music, you mosh, you dance, you get close to each other. So so they don't want people doing that because they're fearful that COVID will spread because
We
people
don't
will
do
get.
that kind of music.
It doesn't
well,
matter what kind.
right?
Just
It
every
doesn't
kind of
matter.
music,
Like
whether you're
You,
slow
you do
dance,
listening music.
whether you're slow dancing, whether you're just whatever, or like you have beer and music and it gets inhibited. You're inhibited, and like oh my god, it's just like, and I think that's the rationale they're coming from, but it really is, it's just really weird that this is one of the only industries that is really focusing on, because you could go bowling alley, they'll have like a DJ play. You could go to you could go to a strip club. Strip clubs are open, but you can't have music.
it's
That was
ridiculous
god
that you
awful.
could get rubbed up on by a stripper,
Yeah, I
but
mean,
you can't listen to music.
Hypocrisy.
I mean, I don't see the logic, and I actually have been calling legislators and assemblymen and stuff like that, and it's always like, I can't do anything about it. Speak to this person, and then you call this person, leave a message, and I'm gonna follow up with this person, and eventually call. Because like I want answers. Like I'm tired of just being like, this is how it is. Too bad. And I think New York is like probably one of the hardest hits with this issue. Other states there are a little bit of playing here and there, but there's still things going on, and it's just like. There's also two sides of the coin with musicians. There are the musicians who are, I want live shows right now. I want to go to live shows. There are musicians who are like, we should be a little more cautious and maybe find COVID safe ways, and maybe streaming is the best way to do, and there's no right or wrong answer, but the fact is there has to be like a medium to be met, some way to have the best of both worlds, because basically Revolution on Long Island just went out of business for good, and they've been around for 20 years. They've had big shows, little shows. I remember going there just hanging out, and then now just I threw shows there, and now dead. They say 90% of businesses, venues are going to go out of business if they don't get funding within the next couple months.
Right.
So imagine that nothing happens by January, February, March. All these venues we knew and loved will not exist. They cannot keep their lights on. They cannot continue to pay the rent where nobody's going. How is this okay?
Well, it brings us back to the age-old question of, is art worth saving, or is art worth anything? Like, what is art worth to you? For me, it's my whole life, and for a lot of people, we spend our whole lives dedicating ourselves to a craft, paying thousands and thousands of dollars, taking out loans, buying equipment, and because people want it, and then something tragic happens and like it's not important, but yet to artists, it's very important. There's got to be a middle ground. There's got to be something, even when they finally figured out, like in Europe, how to do those big shows with little platforms, and the platforms were separated, and then people here started doing that idea, and then they shut that idea down too,
Well,
right?
It's interesting you say that, Ben, because even in wartime, going way back, you had music. The guy playing the drums as they were marching, somebody maybe on the horn, and so really the spirit of music has always been part of the way humans go ahead and confront the world. And to silence that is like silencing God.
For sure.
I'm showing some pictures from the rally that was at Eisenhower Park, where I met these great people there. Shout out to Luana, Marilyn, and her friend there. Like I walked up and I did a live stream, and there was a really good turnout. And here's the organizer, Anna, speaking or singing, actually, probably at that moment. And there they are again. Um, and so Anna and Katie there. As soon as I saw that they put out the Facebook invite, Save the Music Eisenhower Park rally, I was like, what's this? Because it's just been so frustrating, what's going on with this whole thing. You know, this is our livelihood, and people are just like losing. There's Adam and the Metal Hawks. They played. They did Queen, some Queen songs. They were awesome. It was a great. It was a really. And there's Michelle and Feeney. I met them after the event, and they were the ones I took the picture of with the signs there. So here's my video. I don't know if the sound's coming through, but there I am. I showed up at the event, and I didn't know what to expect, you know. And it was a gorgeous day, and it was a whole sea of people. There was some cops on there to protect everyone, make sure it didn't get out of control. And listening. Stairway to Heaven is still playing in the background of the show here.
Wow.
Amazing. We must have been talking through the whole thing.
Probably.
And then Johnny's singing live. I don't know what's going on over there, but hold up on that, Johnny, over there.
Wow.
So yeah, just like I'm just playing the video here. We can't really. Thankfully, I put on my headphones because we probably had Stairway to Heaven playing through the entire conversation. But at least we didn't have double Stairway to Heaven, you know. It's funny because maybe we'll check in with some of the live stream of what's going on here. Maybe people are commenting. Yeah, look, the sound is repeating. Yeah, Myra, thanks for commenting and stuff. This is great. Just learning how to do all this stuff, so it's pretty incredible. So here we are. This is the live stream that people are seeing right now. Yeah. So anyway, I wish Steve Vaccaro a happy recovery, a quick recovery, and I hope that we get the technicals on top of his own health. You know, the show must go on, and it's been great. So yeah, I guess I'll just continue letting that roll there. We'll go back to our to our Zoom screen.
back to the sesh.
Anyway.
Yeah, but you know what I think actually. You know what?
Cody, can I have a seltzer over there?
You know what the actual underlying solution to I think everything is honestly what Benoit, but me and you do. It's networking. It's like the way to like get things rolling again is using the networks that we have to like force change. You have to like have conversations and adequate plans on how to like maneuver the system. There's loopholes. There's always loopholes. There's
Right.
always ways to, you know, there's always been like, you know, ways to adapt and economize. So you have shows you can advertise. You have shows, you know, where they only limit you the amount of people. Okay, so I saw a movie. Have you ever seen Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist?
I have not. I heard about it.
It's an amazing movie. I highly recommend you see it
Okay.
with music. But anyway, one of the things they do is like a secret show. They don't tell anybody where to go or how to get there. But you know, they say there's a show going on Friday at 8 p.m. and maybe like a day before, be like, here it is.
Right.
You know, and then
Right.
you know, invite your friends, come to the show
Right.
and then release the location. You know,
Right.
that's not advertising. It's just saying, hey, you know, something's going on somewhere, and I'll just send you a text that this show is going on. And
Right.
it was just brilliant. I thought, like, wow, what if, you know, you could just have a secret show?
Yeah.
And be like,
We're heading back to that whole we gotta call people, we gotta text them, and we gotta, you know, it's a more interactive, which is a great thing. But when we're all thrown into it, and
yeah.
I feel bad really for the venues. You know, it's
For
like
sure.
because like let's say a place like Cabana here, who's one of our sponsors, a great place. You know, like they always have live music, and people go there, and people want to know who's playing. You know, so like it's just like so hard for a place like that. They can't promote like that somebody awesome is there,
Absolutely.
and then maybe they have like a lighter turnout than they could have had, and
Right.
it just hurts everybody. It hurts the staff. It hurts
Mm.
the business. It hurts the band.
Mm.
You know, then you can't afford to pay the band as much money if there's not enough people.
Or even
And
yeah.
in this age of COVID, I still have people saying we need somebody with a following. Can you book somebody with a following? You know,
That,
it's like that's hard enough
that was always a
without
problem.
COVID.
That was always a problem.
But like you throw the whole pandemic issue into it, and like so many people don't want to go out,
Right.
and they don't want to risk eating dinner or going out, much less a following. You know, and then it's like that thing of like, well, where's the balance? Like where the rule that exists where you can't sell advanced tickets is the stupidest rule, I have to
For
say,
sure. Or
because if you have a venue that has 50 seats and you can guarantee that 30 of them are filled safely, the venue makes money, the people get a show, the artist makes money. But if you're saying you can't do that, nobody can plan and nobody could sell the reserve. You can't reserve. It's just chaos. Because what if somebody does the Secret Show thing and then you have 60 people show up for a 50-person venue? Then it's like scrambling to like, you know what, do what? Whereas you can have a club like the Barnum Ballroom that just like practically tried to open and was opening, and all of a sudden all these COVID rules and food rules, and it's like, and they were doing some smaller shows, but then they changed the whole dynamic
right, and
again.
then you need a bouncer to say, okay, limit's full, or kick people out because they
Yeah,
can only hit so much amount.
and that's okay. Have somebody bounce. Have
Yeah.
somebody from the government be the bouncer. Like,
Right.
let them take
Sure.
care of that.
Sure.
Have somebody with a bag of masks at the door checking IDs and saying, okay, you're coming in, oh, you're a family, you're a three, you're always together, okay, why don't you take that table over there? When that, work with us. Don't just make a blanket rule and put everybody out of work.
Yes, one law for the lion and the lamb never works. That's
Exactly.
William Blake.
Johnny's the voice of Johnny
The
Misty.
voice of reason.
The voice.
Mm.
And I wish I can get the sound on this because Luana was saying some really magical things. I'll just paraphrase. She's saying peace and love. Everybody should love everybody. And
No.
it was really kind of, that was the moment I met her and her friends. It was kind of cosmic because she just shared this universal love thing, and I was like, that's so on my page. I ended up playing frisbee with them. It was really great.
Nice.
And
And that's what you gotta realize. It's fun. We're having fun. We're enjoying life. And that's what we're like. We're like people like this thing has like inhibited fun and enjoyment. We cannot fully
to
enjoy
stay
something
healthy,
and
you
enjoy
need
it.
to have some
Enjoy and
fun, right?
Exactly. It's just like what happened. Like just like, and music is fun, and
Yep.
just being together and being able to interact with each other is fun. Have a conversation. When COVID hit, you were stuck with in your house, either who you lived with or if you lived by yourself, and that was it. And you had your computer and your phone, and you were screwed. And it's just like, all right, it's starting to be like, all right, we're out. We were able to like go in the summer to different places, but now the cold weather's gonna hit, and then we're screwed again. Like we're gonna have nowhere to go and nothing to do.
That's where we need the help from the government. We need your help, okay? We're pleading for you, okay?
Yeah.
We need help to figure this out for you and us, if like there should be a way in order to present live music and have weddings and such. If you
Right.
can have a big old political convention with thousands of people,
Hypocrites, hypocrites.
you can have a little concert in a theater that fits 500 people if people are willing to wear masks and sit in different places.
For sure.
I mean,
And you could also do a hybrid. You do like maybe like part of them go into the theater and watch it, and then you have a live stream, and they could be at a different place. You could have like
right.
what if you had satellite shows, have like one big show, like not one big show, one show one place, and have the feed, and you have like a couple people chilling in one place, a couple people chilling in
There's a
another
lot of
place.
things
You know,
we can do.
there's so much.
There's a
you know?
lot of things,
Yeah,
Outer
there's a
and,
lot.
space
and
TV.
and we can employ people. We can create new jobs to, instead of just COVID trackers, and like, what about people, solution people? You know, like, you can come up with
Yeah,
new gigs
there's
and
so
new ideas
there's
to make
so
people
many
happy.
things.
You know,
Instead of just
it's
like
really
stamping down on you.
it's
Don't
been
worry, be happy.
it's been a hard COVID, this whole thing
Yeah,
for everyone,
the whole
and
world.
you know,
Yeah,
whatever.
and it's
So
just like
there I am blabbing away at
Be
this
happy,
thing.
man.
Let's move forward on my video and see if there's anything fun here.
um,
Yeah, I was getting up close. I think Hippie was there. Hippie chick, we love her. She helps us with the arts in the plaza. You know,
The
You
bishop
know.
is, she's a medicine
There she
lady.
is,
Did
there
you
she
know
is.
that, Ben?
oh, I know Hippie Chick. I remember her.
everybody
Yes,
knows
I know
Hippie
Hippie
chick.
chick.
Shout out to
Magic.
Christine.
Yes, I actually had my first event was at the venue she bartended at in the Hub in Island
At the
Park.
Hub.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
and I met. That's who convinced me to get to put on shows. I went
There
down.
she is dancing. Look
I,
at her
I
getting,
went down and
shaking her tail feather.
I
Look, nobody's around her.
Shake your booty.
COVID friendly.
Oh man, absolutely.
Actually, I
Yeah.
think Sweet
So-
Susie jumps in. She's a great singer, blues singer. We know. So you know, there's Kerry Carney. I think I'm saying it correctly. Is it Kearney or Carney? You say tomato, I say tomato. You know.
Yeah, you know.
Anyway, he's a great guitarist, and he was playing, and some other classic people that from Long Island, and it was just such a great event that was not covered by any news outlets. But maybe because they just weren't hip to it. So
Right.
maybe the next time they
They
do
have
it,
some- well, they have
we
something,
will
yeah.
reach out
There's
to the
something,
news
for
outlets,
sure,
because both of
absolutely.
us know
We have
people
connections.
who
We
work
can,
at News
absolutely.
12 at least,
Yes.
and you know, other ones should cover it, because at the least the conversation should be a public discourse.
And also behind the scenes, we should be having discussions too.
Yeah.
Do you mean to tell me that was not covered by any of the press? No local
Basically,
papers,
it's
nothing?
being covered by Mystic Noir,
Oh
and
my God.
some shout
That's a
outs,
travesty.
some shout outs on Facebook. You
That's an
know, that's
absolute
about
travesty.
it. But you know, yeah. So I'm going back here. I'm gonna stop the broadcast, and right there, at least that part of that. You know. So let's see. What else? Astral Taurus is the album Johnny and I are, you know, working on. It's a great album. Maybe I could play a little in the background while we're doing this, and you'll have a little music tonight.
Yes.
Yeah. 'cause
Um,
you can't go a night without music.
Yeah,
Something more
and
like-
it's really hot in here because, you know, again, I don't even know where to look. My brain is fried for the look for the files of this album is just like, where are they? I think they're up on. Yeah, it's just ridiculous here what I'm going through here. Myra messaged me. Let's see. Sound meltdown 8:52. Yeah, we know. Thanks. Yeah, so yeah, there's a lot of fun going on here.
Never a dull
Yeah,
moment.
yeah, never a
It's all
dull
about
moment.
improvisation. Just go with it.
I'm
you know?
going with
that's
it.
my life.
I'm
you know,
going
just like
with it.
go with it. Where you end up, you
Yeah.
end up. Like that's what I loved about like when COVID didn't exist. I could just go out of my house, end up somewhere. Hey, you're going to this show. You're going to that show. Oh wait, what's going on? Let's go to the city. Let's go to Pennsylvania. Touring with bands. You know. It's great. You know, you had your options. You had anything you could do. You know, and now it's just like, okay, now what do I do? Now how do I get clever? Now how do I get crafty? And you know, it's tough.
Yeah. So I'm in the studio here with Covert Connector. He's a great dude, and
Sure.
And me.
If you need any advice on
And Johnny.
anything, I'm available. I have tons of connections for anything you could possibly think to advance your music career. And you know, I know it sounds weird, advance your music career in these COVID times, but there are ways to, you know, get yourself out there. People are creating themselves, you know, and making a name in this world, and there are ways to do it. I mean, don't like, you should not get like down on this negativity of what's going on. There are ways to overcome these obstacles. There are ways to outthink it, you know, and be clever and be, you know, smart about who you are and how you should approach your music career. Each individual is specific to what they do, and you should use your strengths to propel you forward.
Yes. Angel Flower Creations, Yvonne Santana. She sets up every Saturday and Sunday. Talk about DIY. She is a big Arts in the Plaza vendor supporter, but through the COVID thing, she started making masks. I had one here somewhere, and yeah, it's over there. Cody, can you grab the one by the door, please? That mask on the microphone stand, please, if you can. So she makes masks and she makes jewelry,
And
and
she's a lovely
she's
person.
awesome. Yeah,
Lovely person.
as Johnny said, a lovely person, always
Very
supporting.
lovely.
So she's a sponsor of this show, Mystic Noir. Thanks, Cody.
Yep.
We
So
all have some of her jewelry.
yeah, so like you could see this camouflage vibe she made, and she has these mask holder, these like necklace things, like like eyeglass holders, so that you don't forget your mask. You just wear it around your head, around your neck, and you put it on. And I've been wearing masks a lot, so
And look at how the masks enterprise like boomed. This is a whole new thing now. You know how many people are making tons of money off of masks?
yeah.
Like, think about it. It's just this simple thing. It's just like, ooh, problem, let me solve it. And that's the key. That is the key. You've got to try to figure out how to solve the problem, and whatever the problem is, and attack it from that angle. It's not about like chasing the issue. It's about solving the problem.
There's a song. Johnny, what's the song that goes bong ding bang bong ding bong ding dong ding dong ding dong ding dong. I've been uptown the enchanted forest. Which
Oh,
one is
that's
it?
Aurora.
All right, so I just for some reason that one's just playing in my head.
Aurora.
I'm gonna put that on in the
It's a
background.
fairy tale.
Do it.
I like that one. Let's
It's
see.
a fairy tale.
Hopefully this won't disturb the force of the universe. We might
I am
actually
the
have.
voice from
It,
the other side.
it might be a crazy feedback loop, and that's the issue here that I'm having.
I came upon a lost ancient village.
Probably it's gonna be some massive weird feedback loop.
Be curious to see how this comes out.
Michi Michi Cohen says hi to you, Johnny.
Hi, hi, Michi.
Well, I don't know. How's this stream going, guys? You can't hear, but I don't want to put it on because
Going great.
you know,
There
it
you go.
lost Jenny's song. Well, there it is again, but I didn't want a feedback loop. Who knows what's happening? This is part of the problem of being everything, right? You need tech people. So shout out to New York Photo Video Group. Anyway, we're gonna cut that off. See, this is what happens. Then you start listening, and it's like, at one point, it was like a crazy sci-fi movie the other day, where it was like screen into screen into screen into screen. I was disappearing into like some 1960s psychedelic thing. And there's him.
Oh, this is us.
Yeah.
Oh, I know those people.
This is us.
I know those
This is
people.
us. It's crazy. But the thing is, Cody, what happens is your audio is now going to go back into that mic, and then it's called a feedback loop. So yeah. So thank you. Wave, Cody, into the camera. and be a part of the show. That's Cody. He's awesome. He's a great, talented guy, all sorts of things, and happy to work with him.
I'm hiding in the back.
So look, it's so funny because Cody's going on like he's live. He's in the YouTube feed. He's in the Zoom
He's
feed. It's
there,
like
then he left,
it's
and it's like,
ridiculous.
yeah,
I
it's just
can't
like
I can't
whirlwind of,
deal. All right, you know what I could do? Oh, Cody, Michi says hi to you too. Um, hi, Michi, Myra.
Michi, Michi, Michi.
All right, guys, hold your horses over there. So anyway, I'm gonna stop that one because maybe we even have double this going on.
Yeah.
I can't even like.
Oh man, head
I can't do
spinning.
it. So we got about 5 minutes left. What we're gonna do is we're gonna talk with Brian one more time.
All right.
He's
Oh, hey,
and
there you
he's
go.
gonna give us his main website. I'm gonna write it on the board just
Yes,
because this
for
is
sure.
so high tech. Watch
Oh
this.
boy, it's like
Now
arts
the
and
thing
crafts.
about this, it's arts and crafts time. I could create a thick line, and I can go
Very nice, okay.
covert connector.
Yes.
Johnny's gonna do like silly Halloween sounds because it is coming up.
It
Perfect.
is, it's
You can-
Halloween.
you can write that.
The
That's
spirit
good right
is
there.
moving through my
So-
bowels as I speak.
So
We don't mention bowels on this show,
you
Johnny.
can find me on Instagram here. You
Inst-
can find me.
So Instagram.
Same thing. You can find me on Facebook here. You can find me my website just at a .com. My email, just put contact in front of that. So it's real simple. Covert Connector everywhere. I just the name is so catchy. It's just
Contact at covertconnector.com.
Yes. Yep.
At covertconnector.com.
Is my email.
So
And-
listen, all I know is that I find good people in life, and this guy's cool, and you guys
Excellent.
should reach out to him because he's gonna help you with whatever it is you're looking to do. All right. So that's the basics on that. And that's pretty much, it's kind of a quiet show. We want to like say thank you again to our sponsors. Okay, our sponsors. We've got Leah Totzer. She's a great real estate agent and a beautiful person. Shout out to her.
Yes. Hi, Leah. Remember me?
Daniel Gale Sotheby's Realty. Also, The Cabana. Now, those were the two biggest sponsors I was able to get. Taco Tuesday is a hit over there. You gotta go. Also, we have Angel Flower Creations, Yvonne Santana. Again, every Saturday at Arizona Avenue, West Beach Street. She sets up a table. You can see all her stuff from like, I don't know, late morning into the afternoon, or maybe even early morning. I know Irish Day is usually October 3rd. It's the first Saturday in October, and there is no Irish Day this year because of COVID. But some places are having cool stuff. Like there's going to be Irish cuisine at the cafe. So come on down and try out some of the green eggs and ham,
Corned beef and cabbage.
corned beef and cabbage,
Mm.
cabbage, and they're gonna have actually Johnny Mystic's gonna be there.
Yes.
It's gonna be a meet and greet with Johnny Mystic, and you could also
I'll
have
be there.
and you could also he's also doing tarot card
I'll be
readings.
wearing the green.
And yeah, small contribution. You could talk to him about it, but like, come on down.
Yes,
You-
for a hefty contribution, we will talk.
You can come down to the cafe, probably like from like 2 p.m. till 9 p.m. Will be Johnny and myself. I'll be there. Come eat with us. It's a BYOB vibe, and that is, they have great food. They're gonna have an Irish menu that day. October 3rd, I believe, is the Saturday. Can you guys look that in the calendar and just double check the date?
I think she said she was gonna have a shepherd's too.
Shepherd's
October
pie.
1st
Yes.
is a Thursday.
Shop
so
Shepherd's Pie will be on the menu. Cafe lbny.com. That's the corner of New York Avenue. I just ate there today again, and I had the salmon, really good. Also, artsintheplaza.com. Shout out to all of our artists and Sammy Hoop, and Christine, Hippie Chick. Everybody makes that happen with the farmers market as well. And Studio Noir, that's me, Benoit. I'm the one steering this ship and holding it together. Now,
Captain,
also,
Captain.
a big, big, big get well to Steve Vacato, who might be watching, might not be watching. Um, he hurt his leg he broke his leg in a freak bicycle accident where, I was able to talk to him yesterday. So he's doing okay, but he's gonna be in a cast for a long time, and of course was sad. But we wanted to do the show, so I know the show was a little crazy tonight. It was a lot of talking, but I really thank Brian for coming down.
Yeah, this was awesome.
And we hope you enjoyed it.
Yes,
And
we do.
I don't know. What do I leave you with? Is there anything I could
The
leave you
Ghost
with?
of Christmas Past.
Sing a bar.
I'm gonna leave you with a.
Goodbye.
I'm gonna leave you with this, Johnny. It's a picture of me. Let me see if this is going up here. Yeah. So this was me. Hold up on that, Johnny, for a second. So this was me playing in Liverpool, England. It was in 2000 and was it 2012, right before Sandy hit, and I was able to play with Reese Chatham. This is called a Crimson Grail. It was 200 guitars, and we played at Lincoln Center. I was lucky enough to be part of that. And if you zoom in, you could see my head right there in the middle. Look at that. That little guy right there. Anyway,
That's the head.
this was taken from one of our friends' Facebook pages. I have to give him credit on another show. I forgot his name. But this was at the Liverpool Cathedral. What a beautiful, gorgeous old church. Really amazing acoustics. And what a special show. I mean, the vibe was incredible. I met some great people there. And Cat Lau, shout out to Cat Lau. And, Reese Chatham, great guy from Liverpool. Very experimental guitarist, great composer, really nice guy. He lived in New York for many years, and he probably still does. And this was definitely one of the highlights of my career. So I know I'm going to dip into my past here and there. You could actually look up, since we're still live and all that, one more thing. If we go to, I'll just share my screen. And if you look up, let's go to Google. And we look up A Crimson Grail album by Reese Chatham for 400 electric guitars. This was, I'm not sure which night this is. Let's see. Is this the night that I played? It was a night at Lincoln Center. That's on the None Such album. There it is. So I'm actually on this album. Look at the wave. That's interesting because, this was at Lincoln Center. And, there he is. That's the composer, Reese Chatham. And you could look it up. You could actually play this stuff on YouTube. It was a really, really cool, trippy, really cool thing. And it inspired the Ukulele Orchestra. He's one of the, Glenn Branca, I remember his name. Glenn Branca was the guy who did the World Trade Center in the spring of 2001, right before the World Trade Center, the attacks. I played with Glenn Branca's Symphony No. 9 for 100 guitars, one guy on a hi-hat, and 20 bass players. It was an interesting hybrid. But Glenn Branca, getting involved in that avant-garde piece led me to be invited to Reese Chatham's 200 guitars at Lincoln Center, which led to being invited to Liverpool to play. I had also been invited to Australia and other places, but he couldn't afford to fly everybody out, so it was more you know, hey, if you can make it, you can do it. So we chose to go to Liverpool, my wife and I, and that was some trip. So I love Liverpool, the Beatles Museum, the old city, and like you know the port, and they have some big museums in Liverpool. Really great restaurants and people. I have some friends there. I
Beatles.
actually toured there with Pharaoh's daughter about 10 years before, and I was able to look up my old friends, Leroy and Joe, and shout out to my friends in Liverpool across the pond. So anyway, that's it for tonight. Thanks for tuning in to Mystic Noir. See you soon.
See you soon.
Bye.
Peace.